Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. I'm going to try and go fast today because I have somewhere to be. I have kind of an idea of what I want to do for today's eye look. I think today's look is going to be Grinch themed. So it's going to be a lot of green and then maybe some sparkles or probably some sparkle in there somewhere. As always, my face has already been primed. I always do my skincare first. I am like contemplating doing sunscreen. I know I shouldn't be contemplating it, but the sun is gonna set in like 2 hours. So yeah, I guess I will do sunscreen. I'll just do like a sunscreen primer like I did yesterday. It's gonna be the not the Laura Mercier, the Charlotte Tilbury, the primer with the SPF 50 in there. I did quite a bit yesterday, so I'm not going to do as much. Hopefully today's look goes well. Like I said, I kind of have like an idea of what I want, but I haven't really been able to like think it out and do a lot of looking at what I have. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So now that the face is primed, we're going to move over to the eyelids and prime those. I wish I had like, I have a lot of the glitter jellies from ColourPop, but I don't have one that's green. So if I do any glitter today, it's gonna have to be like silver or gold. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna try and move kind of fast because I'm already a little bit late. So just putting some eyelid primer on, and then I do a little bit just right underneath. And it really helps for me to do that with the creasing. So I've been doing that a lot more lately, and I feel like it really does help. So I always, well, not always, but most of the time now when I do any sort of eyelid primer, I also just do a little bit on the bottom just to help with that creasing that I have. So I'm going to start with the eyes first. I'm going to lay down just a little clear, or not clear, but a very nude, very flesh colored base. So for today, it's going to be, this is the Natasha Denona. It's in one of her little palettes here. I don't even know. It's like an older one. That's really the only color I use is this one right there. But I love it because it's just like very nude, very fleshy, very natural. As I just dust a little bit. And then by doing this, it helps me blend out shadows later. So I try not to skip this step. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna go in with a liquid liner. And for today, I'm gonna use a green liquid liner from ColourPop. And I like this liner, but the only thing that I don't like about it is that it's matte. It doesn't have any shimmer in there at all. And your girl loves glitter and your girl loves shimmer. So this one's kind of boring, but it does have green pigment in there. So it's gonna be, I don't know if you guys can see. It's, it's green. That's nice. And then that first little layer doesn't need to be perfect. I do go in to do touch-ups once I'm done with my eye, but I feel like just because I have hooded eyes, if I lay down a little base liner first right on top of my lid before any shadows are really there, it just sticks better for me and it stays just a little bit longer, I feel like. Okay. Okay. So those look semi-even. Like I said, I'm kind of in a hurry. I'm a little late. Gonna do a little dusting of some green. This is a loose powder from Bare Minerals. And for that, I'm just gonna take another big fluffy brush. And just throw a little green there. Haven't used this in a while, so I didn't want to pick up too much pigment. And then if you have hooded eyes, you don't want to stop right where your crease is. You want to go just a little bit above. And then before I tap this off, I'll just show you the green that I'm using. It's kind of like a soft mossy green, but it's giving very Grinch vibes. I don't know if you guys can hear my foster kittens screaming, but I had to put them in the bathroom because that's where they stay while we're out. But then also, while I'm streaming, they like to play with my curtains behind me, and I don't want them dragging anything down. So if you hear little kittens screaming in the background, that's why. Okay. It's probably good with that mossy green color. I may add some darker shades of green in there. later, or something darker on the outside, but I'm gonna move on. And I'm gonna add, let me just look at what colors I have. Okay, now we're gonna go on with a little shimmer green. And then this one, I'm gonna take a smaller, flatter brush to be more precise with where this is gonna go. And I'm gonna put this right on the edge. You can bring that in a little bit. And then you can bring it up a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit more here. I feel like I have more on this side towards the center of my eye. So just trying to even them out a little bit. Okay. Okay, I think I'm done with that. So I don't really have a ton of green. I have maybe 2 more options for green. This one might be pretty. This is one of the Urban Decay stoned colors. Let me throw a little bit of this in here and see how I like it. It's gonna be this pastel matte green. I used it yesterday and it's very bright. Let's see how it looks. Okay, not bad. Not bad. It's not exactly the green I would have gone for, but I think I'm out of options for greens. Let's see. Yep, that's gonna be it. Okay, we'll see what we can do. I like it kind of towards the center though. Let's see. Let's see how I can pull this off. Okay. It's probably enough of that shade of green. Now I'm going to go in with this very shimmery, this one right here. This is from an old Urban Decay palette. And I really like this palette. I just really like how the shadows blend out, but you do need a particular brush to get these out because they kind of like crumble. The palette is old, I did say that, so it's not quality issue. Okay, so here's the brush I'm going to use. It's another flat brush, not very long and not very wide. So I picked up a good amount of pigment. I'm just going to pat that right directly on my lid, and then bring it up just a little bit just to kind of blend these two shades together. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that kind of brought it together just like I wanted it to. Perfect. Urban Decay always comes to the rescue with their shimmers. Let me grab a little more. So after I placed the product mainly on my lid where I want it, then I'll go up and kind of blend everything together so it's not so much product there. Okay. Yeah, it's giving Grinch. I'm feeling it. It's coming together. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm done with that. I love this. Like, look at on my hand, the shimmer that Urban Decay brings. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Let's do... what I want to do for bottom liner. I think I have a nice green. Yeah, let's do a green for bottom liner. See how this one comes out. If I had time to do a shadow under there, I would. But I'm gotta be quick today. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take a Q-tip, just kind of pick up some of that glitter that I dropped. Just gonna wet it with water because that does a pretty good job of picking it up what I needed to. Okay. All right, so eyes are done. Well, done-ish. Let's move on to the rest of the face. Let's do a little foundation. And I don't need or like a lot of coverage. So like this for today, for me, this is like a lot of foundation. Okay. So let's do eyes now. I'm gonna do a little, since I am in a hurry, I'm gonna lay down a little concealer first. This concealer is very light. But I do want it to brighten. And I'm gonna mix that in with a little color corrector. Okay. Maybe I did a little bit too much color corrector. We'll find out in a little bit. Normally I would do these separate and blend them in separately. But I have somewhere to be. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love this Ulta brush. I just started using it this week. And look at how quickly it blended that in and how nicely it blended it in. I have been looking for a good concealer brush for a while. And I was using a Real Techniques one, and that one was not getting it done. Yeah, that looks so good. And that was so fast. Yes, Ulta. I think that brush was like $9 on sale. It's such a good deal. And it's a double-ended. So I haven't used this side yet. This is for blending. But I haven't used that side. But the concealer one, I love. Okay, let's do brows. I'm going to use the Revlon, the semi-permanent brow ink. And this is good if I'm in a hurry. Okay. With this one though, as soon as you dip it in, your first few strokes have to be super, super light. Okay. Now we're gonna go in and do a little brow lift. For that, I just use one of these, or even a more compact. You can use one of these too, if you want to just sharpen those lines. I'm gonna get a little eyeshadow that can double as a highlighter and place it right below my brow. Drag it down a little bit and then just kind of go back and forth over the green. To blend it in a little bit more and soften those lines between the green and the highlighter. So once I have the shimmer pretty much where I want it, and I don't have that much on my brush anymore, then that's when I'll start to blend in with the green. Okay, and that's not a blending brush, but instead of switching brushes, I'll just make that one work. So now that the eyes are pretty much done, I'm gonna go back over with that green liner that we did earlier. And I gotta use my compact for that so I can see up close. Ooh, up close the shadow looks so pretty. It does give Grinch. I was trying to see how far this little tail end went out in comparison to the other side, so that if I needed to even or lengthen, I could, but I think this side's a little longer. So I'm gonna do yeah, there we go. Okay. So let that dry down a little bit. Just making sure everything looks pretty even, which it does. Now we're gonna go back to the face. I'm gonna go in with a toasty bronzer. And since this one's really toasty, I'm just gonna grab a little bit. And the reason why I grabbed the toasty one instead of the lighter one is because I'm in a hurry. And with the lighter one, I would probably need to put more to get the look that I wanted. So I'm gonna just sacrifice the look I wanted and just do a little bit of a toastier bronzer. And yes, I do use my bronzer to contour. And I love this brush for contouring because it's in a straight line. Okay. So for my 5 head, I'm just placing it where the majority of where I want it to be. So there's a very clear line there, but I want all of the pigment up here on the top to shorten my 5 head a little bit. So once I feel like it's pretty much placed where I want it to go, and don't forget to blend in your hairline. Then I'll sweep back and forth to blend it in, blend that line away. And see, now that line is pretty much gone. One more. I hate seeing my foundation still in my hairline. So it's super important that you blend in your bronzer or your blush or whatever into your hair, because you can definitely see where it stops. Okay. What else do I need to do? What else do I need to do? Can't think when I'm in a rush. Oh, I need to do blush. Let's do a little bit of a toasty blush, like a toasty pink. Let's see how this one looks. Not that one. Yeah, so we're gonna do, this is an old Benefit blush, but it's got a little shimmer in there. It's kind of that toasty pink that I want. So it'll give me a color. But the toastiness will kind of warm up my face a little bit. And then you can blend in your bronzer with your blush by just sweeping up. Okay. Okay. I don't like to contour my nose because my nose is firstly really small. There's really nothing to contour. And I don't like seeing lines here. Like people go out and you can very clearly see where you're trying to contour your nose, because it just like, I don't know, I can see it on people, and I don't like that look at all. So you will very rarely ever catch me contouring my nose, and if you do, it's going to be with a very soft powder. Looks a little spot right there. Doesn't look blended in on camera, but I don't know if it's just the light. Okay. Now we're gonna set, but before I set, I'm gonna take a concealer. The old concealer brush that I was using was this one. It's angled, which is cool, but it just didn't blend in concealer very nicely. So now I am gonna use it to just clean up my lines. Let's see if there's a little bit to clean up here. The more product I use under my eyes, the more creasing I get. So we're just gonna set. And if you have a lot of lines under your eyes, you're not gonna wanna be setting your makeup under your eyes with a sponge, because that's just gonna accentuate all those lines and really dry you out. It really puts a lot of product right there. So I use a big fluffy brush. This is a blush brush, actually. Okay. So my eyes are very shimmery, but for me, they don't have enough glitter. So I'm gonna go in with some glitter and just go over that eyeliner. This is a liquid glitter liner from Urban Decay. This is in shade Distortion. This is an old tube. So it's a little bit dry and probably doesn't have a ton of product anymore. Because I use it quite a bit. So to not disturb that green eyeliner that I have there already, I'm going to press my liner in, the liquid one. Look at that. Yes. See, I love my glitter, but look at the difference it makes. Like, look at before. Not boring, but look at that. Okay. See what I mean about Urban Decay? They always save the day. Come on. Let me give this another shake. And I particularly like this shimmer because it has like blues and purples and greens in there. So you can use it with a lot of different looks. The only thing with these is that they take a minute to dry down. So you can't open your eyelids up, like look up. If you have really hooded eyes like me, until it dries down, because then you'll have a line on your eyelid. Okay. Look at that. Yes, I needed that. It was a little boring for me. So now I can't look up until this is dry. And it does take a minute to dry. That's the only downside with these, but it's a small price to pay, in my opinion, for that. Look at that. You can feel, I can feel that it's still wet. So you can kind of feel that it's when it's drying down. And you can feel when it'll be safe to like look up, or safe-ish. Even when I feel like it's safe, most of the time it's not. Okay, let's do some highlighter. but I have to do it with my eyes looking down to let that finish drying. Because just from many years of experience of working with those liners, I know not to trust it if I feel like it's dry. Most likely not. I'm going to go in with the How Many Carats from Fenty. This is a nice holiday one because it's very shimmery. And I feel like the glitter, it just gives holiday. Okay, so this is the before. And that's the after. Okay, yeah, I like that shimmery, super glittery look. It's not for everybody, but I love glitter. What else do I have to do here? I'm missing something. Let's do a little setting spray. But aside from that, what else am I missing? Ah, lashes. I see it. I knew it. I was missing something. Okay, so let's just do something really quickly because I gotta go. I'm gonna go in with the Clinique. Which one is this one? The High Impact Hi-Fi. Let's dry that setting spray. Let's do a little curl. Super careful not to touch the curler to the lid. That's the trickiest part. Doing my mascara always gives me such anxiety. So when I curl my lashes, I just hover it above my skin. I don't let it touch my eyelid. Okay. I think we're done here. Okay. So much better. Okay, for lips, I'm gonna do brown. I feel like the Grinch colors are very green and brown. Like, I feel like those are the only colors. So I'm gonna do, I've never tried this. It's the NYX lip liner in London. It's like a soft brown, but I do have a Charlotte that's very brown. And this is Charlotte, it's called Foxy Brown. I need to sharpen it. Let's look at my liner. Okay. So far, this has taken me an hour. So to overline, I always overline right in the center and then follow my natural line. Like I don't overline on the sides. And then I shorten my lips so I don't go all the way to the edge. Because I don't know, I just feel like, first of all, my smile line naturally goes down. So if I go all the way down, it just kind of looks like frowny. If I shorten it, I get less of that. But then also my mouth looks smaller. And since like my nose is small, a lot of the features on my face are small, to like make my mouth really wide, and it just looks really weird, and it looks weird on a lot of people. So if you feel like you have a wider mouth, try shortening where you do your lipstick or your lip liners and see how you like that look, because a lot of people have a wide mouth and they line all the way around, and it's not flattering. Okay. And then for gloss, I'm going to go in with the NYX Twice the Spice, because it's like the only brownish. It's the only brownish gloss I have. There we go, kind of fix that. My lips were a little uneven on the top. A little bit more and we are done. I guess I can undo my hair now. So let's see how it turned out. Not as voluminous as I would have liked. Okay, that was super weird. The YouTube app just crashed on me, and I was just turning off my lights because I kept opening up my my YouTube app and nothing was happening. But anyway, here's the hair. Looks, you know, pretty good. And then the Grinch makeup. So we are done. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.